Some move to Forest City to follow a job that promises a bright future, while others leave to pursue a future that their hometown has prepared them for. Sometimes families find a way back to Forest City, and still others choose to never leave it in the first place. Regardless of circumstance, all seem to agree Forest City is a wonderful hometown.
If you saw Andy Mayberry, it was about as close to Mayberry as you're going to get, really. You have the type of community where your kids can still ride bikes out in the streets, walk around the community, people know them. You feel just a sense of safety and community. The reason I came back to Forest City had to do with the family business. I got along very good with my father, and I wanted the opportunity to work with him. That was one of the reasons I always thought Forest City would be a great place to raise a family.
I didn't grow up in a small town. I was raised in the city. I'm from Minneapolis originally, from the western suburbs, and I actually graduated from high school in Oklahoma. We lived there for 2 years, and my husband, growing up, lived in New York City and Nashville and Des Moines and Mentor, which is a suburb of Cleveland. So we have always lived in big cities. We have never lived in a small town before. So when Jim got this, when we originally moved to Forest City, wow. But we loved it right away. We loved it right away.
Being a teenager here in Forest City brings a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of jobs and a lot of activities you can do. And I also think that the adults really support the school a lot and really just support teenagers altogether.
The Forest City School District is among the finest in the state, with an average graduating class size of 100 students and educators who understand the importance of learning for life. In Forest City, education is a community activity, with parents and business leaders coming together in support of athletics, fine arts, and academic enrichments.
Forest City has an excellent reputation for education, and we are very child-oriented. We have a great curriculum for all classes, very wide base for extracurricular activities for students. We have excellent fine arts opportunities for students and many activities that I think kids can be involved in. One unique thing about being a teacher in Forest City is, especially as a teacher at the elementary, I do feel like I, in a way, have 500 kids. Especially if I go grocery shopping and it takes an hour to get groceries because every child in the community is coming up to talk to you. And it's great to have that, I guess, sense of knowing so many students in town, that they're familiar with you and then vice versa.
I feel that the Forest City school system is fabulous. I can't say enough positive things about it. I think all the teachers have great training and skills, and I feel that if there's a child in need, that the school system steps in and helps that child.
When my kids get on the bus to go to school in the morning, I know they're the best hands they possibly can be in throughout the whole day. I know they're going to have the best loving teachers that they could have as far as caring for them each day. They're going to get the best learning abilities, the best things taught to them. My kids love school.
Forest City High School is welcoming. There's always teachers around, always welcoming everyone in. You can always get a big hello. The secretaries always have a great big smile on their face as soon as you walk in. There's also my A, which is advisor time, and everyone has little groups and a teacher. And he goes around and he shakes people's hands and he tries to get 100 hands every morning. And it's just really cool, and all the people here are very welcoming, and we always try to find new people and make sure that they always have a friend.
I think we get very prepared for going off to college. We are able to take Waldorf classes our senior year, which I took advantage of, and I took 4 classes total all year, which was a really great experience. And our school system is just very good. They support athletics and the arts, and it was just an all-around good experience to be able to come to school here.
As Forest City has grown, so has Waldorf College. Founded in 1903, this private liberal arts institution continues to enrich the Forest City community by sharing academic, cultural, and human resources with the city it calls home.
I think it makes a huge difference that Waldorf College is in Forest City. I think that adds a whole dimension to a small town. We have entertainment and art and things that come here that wouldn't if we didn't have a small college here.
I plan to encourage my students both at the church and then also at the school to come to the artistic events because I think it's really important at that young age to be exposed to the different fine arts. I think for me, Forest City has become a home. It didn't start that way when I came to college, but it's been where I've really grown and I found out who I am.
Just the atmosphere is amazing. The fact that it's a small liberal arts college means that you get a chance to meet a whole bunch of different people and you get to know your professors and really feel at home.
Well, I think Forest City is unique as a small community because it has the benefits of a small town, but it also brings in a lot of the attributes of a larger community with the presence of Waldorf and industries like Winnebago and 3M. You know, when I used to travel in other communities and work as an architect, they would often look at Forest City and kind of envy because we had these extra things.
Forest City's unique mix offers cosmopolitan flavor wrapped in a small town feel. This community of nearly 5,000 is not only home to an outstanding college, but also a Fortune 500 company. Big and small businesses alike appreciate the quality of life afforded their employees who choose to make Forest City their home.
Actually, there was an ad for Winnebago in the Minneapolis paper, and then at the same time, my husband worked with a gentleman who had previously lived here in Forest City, and so they had some conversation about Forest City and Winnebago Industries, and it was interesting. Yeah, I think there's potential in this town. Let's see what this possibility will turn out to be.
The uniqueness of Forest City, we do have a large employer. Winnebago Industries, it's a worldwide employer. They employ about 3,500 people. We have 3M, which is a big employer in town, does an extremely good job. Waldorf College adds a real air of sophistication and brings an awful lot to the community.
Bill's is a great place to be at, just like all of Forest City is a great place to be at, because you have the opportunity to serve people, the customers and the employees. You can serve them through providing food for the people, which is what I do through the system along with all my employees. Bill's acts as a social outing for a lot of people. This is where they have contact with their friends, either through having coffee at the deli or just shopping and greeting everybody in the aisles. Because Forest City is that kind of place.
Forest City is also the kind of place that understands that the same people who work hard probably like to play hard too. That's why recreational opportunities abound for all types of relaxation enthusiasts.
I'm a golfer and I've enjoyed the golf course over the years as one element. We have tennis courts. I've been very involved in trying to get a new aquatic center built in Forest City, and I've been absolutely amazed at the positive response on the part of many of our citizens, not only with an overwhelming support of a bond issue to spend some money to get that done, but their willingness to give to the project too in order to see that improvement made in the community, which will benefit certainly the kids, but people of all ages.
I think the recreation in Forest City is superb. I think you have many different opportunities for different things you'd like to do, whether it's ball, whether it's theater, whether it's just hanging out at the pool, hanging out at the parks. I think there's many different opportunities of recreation you can provide yourself in Forest City. I choose to work at the Y because you want all kinds of people. It's just a variety of things to do, and you have a great opportunity to work with many different people and improve their healthy lifestyles in a positive manner.
During my free time or like on weekends, if I want to just hang out with friends, we like to go to the movie theater, or there's parks. There's several different parks around Forest City that are really beautiful, and it's just nice to go and kind of get away from campus and just hang out, and there's a bowling alley. It's always fun to go and just have a night out with friends and go bowling or watch a movie.
Pilot Knob is a good place to walk around because it's pretty large. There's camping, which my family's gone out there to camp before and has really enjoyed it. And then there's a lot of roads back through the woods, and there's some fun trails that you can go on or just walk through woods without the trails anyway. There's a tower that I really like going up because you can see for a long ways from it. I'm pretty sure it's one of the higher spots in Iowa.
My friends and I like to go to the movie theater. There are some pretty good movies and it's pretty cheap, and so it's a good place for poor teenagers to go. And we like to go to the pool in the summer. We have a pretty nice pool. We're building a new one, but the one we have right now is pretty good. Or we like to just go for walks around town. We have a really nice main street. There's a bookstore and a coffee shop, which is really popular, and so a lot of people like to just go and sit in there and chat and drink their coffee and things like that.
Recreation and retail. Those who live in Forest City might be able to find everything they need in town. But when something can't be found, it's probably only a few miles away.
In Forest City, there's a lot that you can get. You can always get your groceries. We have 2 grocery stores, and you can always find like little presents that you can find in Forest City at all the uptown stores. And there's a lot of fast food places too, and sit-down restaurants. But sometimes we don't really have a mall or any clothing stores, so I go to Mason, and there's a mall there, and Kohl's, and a Target, and Walmart. And we always go there for like other needs, but most of the time you can find most of your stuff in Forest City.
Sometimes if there's something that I absolutely can't find in Forest City, then we run into Mason City. There's a Target store there, there's Fleet Farm, which is my husband's favorite store.
Forest City is fairly uniquely located halfway between between Minneapolis and Des Moines. You can catch the interstate, it's 2 hours either direction, so it's a quick jaunt. You've got the Mall of America in Minneapolis. I happen to be a baseball fan. You can go down to Des Moines and catch the Iowa Cubs down there. You can go up to Minneapolis and catch the Minnesota Twins or the Millers up there. Like I said, there's a lot of lakes in the southern Minnesota area, so if you like to boat, we also have Clear Lake, which is 30 miles away. Great recreational facility. So there's a lot of different things to offer as far as whatever types of activities you want. There's a lot of museums, a lot of arts, cultural things in both Des Moines and Minneapolis. Mason City has McNider. So there's a lot of different diversity you can follow depending which path you want to go.
So, where do you want to go? And what do you want to do the next time you are in Forest City? Why not start with some of the things you can't fully appreciate until you experience them for yourself?
Forest City is just a caring community. It's a place where good people live. My favorite people live here.
A sense of community. It is felt on the streets and sidewalks. Forest City. It's a city on a hill located on the banks of the Winnebago River. And if you happen to go looking for it, it won't be hard to find. Just head to the top of Iowa and look right in the center of everything yet to come. That's where you'll find Forest City, your hometown.